Anyway, this pickup is a guitar pickup. I think I mentioned in that when I was talking about the six-string bass, trying to get a pickup that we could get the thing wider. EMG didn't exist. None of those people existed in those days, you know. And this was a DeArmond, a guitar pickup made for the Emmons steel, the steel guitar. And the guy from I don't remember his name. Rowe Industries they were the people who made the DeArmond pickups. The DeArmond pickup, it's an old company. And when I was trying to find a pickup for the six-string bass, I called them, and they said they had nothing, but they had this. It was a little wider, and the only thing is they didn't have a. It was not in a cover. It was like a coil and a magnet. There was no case for it, and that's when I found out about. Does the wood have an effect on the magnetic, pull? Does it affect the pickup? I talked to the chief engineer down there, and I said, well, if you send me the pickup, I could probably make like a little wooden box for it, make it, like just a thin top and route it out and do it that way. Would that have any effect on? He says, oh no, you'd have to have like a couple of feet of wood to make any difference. He says that's not. So right then and there, I designed a box, put the pickup in, and again, it wasn't wide enough for what we wanted to do with the six-string. It was okay. Yet, seriously, folks, you really have to remember, it was not. You just didn't call EMG up and say, oh, hey, Rob, I need a six-string pickup. That didn't happen. That did not exist. Rob did not exist. It really is. It really was that way. I'm going to be doing a whole series pretty soon on that, things that didn't exist. So you be on the lookout for that one. That video is going to be called George Washington Did Not Have a Cell Phone. I know you all think that everybody had a cell phone. No, he didn't have one. Back in 1940, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and even into the thousands, 2002, 2005. I didn't have a cell phone, okay? And there's a lot more behind that. That'll be another video. Anyway, this pickup, we put it on this bass all these years ago, and when this thing came in, I was so excited. Wow, I didn't forget about it. It's just I haven't seen one for a long time. And Lan had, the frets were worn out. It was like a disaster. He played it. The frets, this instrument was played a lot because the frets were just worn. I put all new frets in it for him, and we fixed up the nut, and Joe played around with the nut a little bit. We cleaned it up. And, I want to show them his electronics too. Yeah. Show me, I forgot about that. Yeah, there's another thing talking about George Washington didn't have a cell phone. I was trying to get potentiometers back in those days too that had more of an even sweep to it, and again, you couldn't call all parts because all parts didn't exist. You couldn't call WD. WD kind of started around a little later than me, but they weren't doing it. Larry DiMaggio, I think, was probably one of the first ones that I had contact with anyway. But the Gibson pots and the Fender pots, I think at that time anyway, they were almost like on and off controls. There was no graduation. I was trying to make it so you could, a gradual sweep. Anyway, Alan Bradley, which was a very famous company for making potentiometers for stereo, hi-fi, and all that. And I bought some of those, and I thought, well, that would work. And for some reason or other, I couldn't solder to the back of these things to get a ground wire on them. I used every kind of solder I could. I sanded them. I did everything I could possibly come up with to get some solder on there so I could ground these damn things. Anyway, what I ended up doing was I put some copper tape on there so I could make some. It really is a mess. You know, you can see it's a real disaster. Of course, this is 1977 too, so they probably looked a little better when I made them in the first place, but not much. Anyway, that's what was in here, and it worked. And I told Nan, I said, well, I think what I'll do is just take this out, and I'll put all new controls in for you, like the ones that WD makes. Real nice. They have a nice even taper, and it's real clean now. I kept the same knobs. These are the original knobs. Everything here looks pretty much original, you know, except for the frets and the controls inside. I thought maybe Joe could play a little bit. Another thing about this pickup, a very famous bass player, and some of you may know or may not know. You should know him no matter who you are, what kind of music you play. Chuck Rainey, probably one of the fathers of real funk bass. You know, Chuck probably recorded more than anybody. And he was a very close friend of mine back in those days. And still, we're still in touch from time to time. Chuck called me on my 70th birthday and said, happy birthday. That was nice.